Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch and welcome to my studio. Today we're gonna paint a vintage bouquet of daisies. Again, white flowers, which are a bit complicated, a bit tricky, and again in bouquet. And I really hope you enjoy the process and enjoy the color variations, which I will show you. So let's start. I'm starting to paint daisy bouquet from one of the flowers. You see, I have no any sketch. It would be totally improvising, and I hope it will encourage you to paint more freely. So I paint the middle of daisy. I use oxid red and Napoli yellow. So basically you could add any dark, any brown and yellow combinations. So that's the middle, and I like to paint in vintage style, so I mix very dirty violet. It's a little bit of purple, a little bit of brown, a little bit of everything, very diluted, and I just start to paint the shades. The trick with daisies or chamomiles and all white flowers, that the white part of the flower, it's just the white paper, and what we are painting now, it's the parts which are in the shade, and usually it is vines, the floral vines or petals which are in the shade. So I do not fill all the petal per surface. I just paint them just parts of the flower, and I how to say I try to add some variety with coloration. You see, sometimes I'm more on the purple side, sometimes I'm more on the brownish side. You probably already see how our daisy appears, and I try to connect petals with the middle. I paint, I hope you could see, I hope I do not close with my arm. Sometimes I know I do, and I'm sorry. So I just paint with the tip of the brush some vines, and I try not to be very precise or specific, but actually it's the thicker shapes on the edge of the petal, and some tiny little lines, tiny little vines inside the petal. And I really like how our orange middle combines with purple. I will leave now as it is. Maybe I will just add just a little bit texture here. This we do not need. This is too bright. So one daisy is ready. I actually again, I'm not very sure about difference between daisy and chamomile, so if you could write me in comments what's the difference is and what's we actually are painting today, that would be a huge help for me, and I think maybe for many others. And again, I painted the middle. I want to again mix a little bit of purple. I do it very diluted and very dirty. And I start from the middle, I drag out the color, and I add thinner lines in the petals, and I like to catch the moment when it is all still wet. So I paint rather quickly. I know, guys, that it might seem difficult to follow me without stopping the video. I want to remind you there is speed regulation on YouTube, so you could slow down a little bit the speed. Maybe I will sound a little bit weird, but it doesn't matter because we could paint together and it is really nice. So you could just slow down the video, for example, and I hope it will make your painting more comfortable. For me, it's very handy to turn a little bit the paper. You could do also what's more convenient for you. This petal goes under the other, so I could make it a little bit darker. And same with these petals. You already could see our bouquet is getting there, and of course we need to make some curves, so we need the third one. Third one I think would be easy, and you already got the idea how we paint it. I would like to make the flower look a little bit to this side, a little bit down. I paint the middle just with the tip of the brush. I paint some dots. So if you're wondering why I took purple color, I will tell you, because when you look at white flowers, you will see so many different shades and tones of colors, and purple is one of the cold tones which you could see, and the sun gives us a very cold shades. And also I like this combination of orange brown with purple. It makes a nice contrast like this. Add some details around vines, little vines here. So here is our three main flowers, and we connect all of them and add some greenery. For green color, I took my usual sage green. Maybe I will also add some oxid red. We'll see how it will go. I will paint greenery in the very loose style. Let me think how I see it. It's a little bit difficult to start with greenery right now. I do not know why. Maybe just we just start. So I try to paint very typical daisy leaves around. In the same moment, I try to use the darker green right under the petals, so it will create this nice contrast. The greenery usually starts with very tiny little leaves, tiny little leaves, and it goes bigger and bigger and bigger as long as we move down, and bigger and darker. Okay, you see, I specifically add a little bit more of darker greenery here, in between white petals, and you see how nicely now we could observe our white flowers. I think would be also nice. Just try to imagine how it will look in the real bouquet. Something like this. So to make all the directions looks natural on the one hand and artistic on the other hand. So this the main green part. I would also like to add some little tiny branches. I will take thinner brush just to make more showing what I'm doing. And with our purple color, I'm add some small clusters of little flowers around, which looks more like clouds. Add some greenery beneath, so to show the bottom, and gain some greenery around daisies, make it look brighter and contrast. Just be careful not to overlap. This, how we do it. And I think it would be nice to connect this too. just with extra green, imaginary, with some imaginary greenery, I will connect so this third flower, if it feels a little bit boring with this greenery, so I add a bit of oxid red in those parts which are still wet. It's really just imaginary greenery. I paint with the tip of the brush, sometimes with the belly of the brush, and when I want to show some leaves, I just move my brush like this. I think it would be also nice to connect these and these, maybe add some, and again add something, some little clusters of flowers. Just like this. The last touch, I take my fine brush, I take a bold color, thick color. I just want to add a few little tiny details. You know, just very randomly, not on each and every leaf. It adds some variety, it adds some texture. So our daisy bouquet is done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the process. Please tag me on Instagram with your paintings, olga.koelsch. Subscribe my channel, leave some feedback. You are very, very, very welcome. See you next time. Bye bye.